Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It is 8:18 and we are doing a review on the new Smashbox Studio Skin Full Coverage 24-Hour Foundation. And I got mine in the shade 3.02 medium, which has a neutral olive undertone. This foundation has been getting a ton of hype and I've had so many requests to review this foundation next after my foundation battle video. So that is what we are doing today. I purchased this myself, got it from Sephora. There was a bunch of shades out of stock. This is the one that I ended up going with, but there was a couple I was deciding between. So this claims it has 24-hour full coverage packed with pigment, smooths with hyaluronic acid. It has oil and shine control with kaolin clay, soft focus blurring effect, waterproof, and you only need a small amount to use. And it suggests using a primer with it, a moisturizing primer, especially if you have dry skin. And I just applied my CeraVe moisturizing lotion after I woke up this morning, which wasn't too long ago. My voice is still adjusting. It is a 24-hour foundation, so I feel like a primer that prolongs your foundation, you shouldn't have to wear it with this foundation. So I want to test it without a prolonging primer. Moisturize my skin, and we're going to get to this. I'm going to zoom you guys in close. So we're going to apply this to the skin, put my hair back, and get started. So I hope this shade is a good match for me. I'm going to be matching my body as always. It's so cold. That's why I'm in a sweater right now. I'm just going to start with that amount. I don't know if that's going to be too much, too little. It is a little amount compared to what I usually use. So we're just going to try that, and I'm using my Makeup Geek Face Buffer Brush, which is my favorite for foundation. And this neutral pulls slightly orange, unfortunately. Some companies who do neutrals, they usually have a little bit of orange, which I don't care for. I'm finding this a little hard to buff into the skin. People were comparing this to the Urban Decay Stay Naked Weightless. They were saying this is weightless, and if I like that one, I like this because it's full coverage and matte. However, the Urban Decay, just off initial impression, it blends in way easier than this. Like, way easier. It's also not as full coverage off that one bit of product. So I do feel like I need more because that's definitely not full coverage. Everyone's going crazy over this foundation, so I hope I like it. Right now, it's taking a little bit of work on my skin. I'm not gonna lie. Building up, it's starting to look like how I initially thought it was going to look. I thought it would be more full coverage right off the bat, but I just needed more. So maybe their definition of little is more than my definition, because I definitely needed more. So this is very, very matte, minimal shine. It is perfecting, though I feel like I've worn foundations that are more perfecting. So I like to lay down the foundation first and then just go in with a beauty sponge, just press it in. I don't think this is very olive in my opinion. I still see a little bit of orange in it, but I don't think it's as orange as when I first applied it, which is good. I think the finish is really pretty. Right off the bat for application though, I'm still drawn to the Urban Decay. So we're going to see how this wears, how other products play with this. So I'm gonna go off camera, finish off my face, come back, and show you guys a check-in. I'm back. This is how the makeup is looking. I think it looks really, really beautiful. I love how perfected the skin is. I don't think the color is 100% perfect match for me. Neutrals can be tricky with brands, and this one, since I order online, it does pull a little bit orange. So for this, I probably would have liked to have gone in store just to see the color. I can still make it work. It's not horrible, but it's definitely not my perfect match. And all of the products that I used for this look, which I'll list down below, worked beautifully with the foundation. It all played nicely, everything set beautifully. I didn't use powder to set my face apart from my concealer, which I did set with powder so that won't crease throughout the day, but it is a self-set foundation, very, very matte. It definitely feels weightless on the skin, And I'm excited to see how this performs throughout the day because right now it looks beautiful. Very pore perfecting, which I love. I love a good pore perfecting foundation. That's why I gravitate towards matte foundations like this. So I don't have too much to say about this foundation right now. I'm excited to see how it wears. So I will check back in with you guys throughout the day. Hey guys, I'm back. It has been 12 hours since we last filmed together, and I'm going to show you my check-ins throughout the day now while I talk to you about all the things that I experienced with this foundation. So 2 hours in, I felt a sort of cooling sensation on my skin. For whatever reason, this foundation felt very, very cooling on me. I think overall my skin looks fairly good right now. However, at the 2 hour mark as well, I did start getting creasing on my chin, which was really quick for me to start to crease. And you'll see in the close-up how bad it was creasing, and I did blend that out with my finger, and throughout the day you could see just kind of where that came off just due to me blending it out. On a normal day for touching that up, I would just powder that area and it would have been fine throughout the day, but I just wanted to show you truly without any help along the way what this foundation was doing on my skin. So it was creasing, it did transfer. I felt at the 6 hour mark it was transferring a lot on me. My daughter was giving me a kiss, it came off on her. If you were to touch your face, which I tried to avoid, it would come off on your hands. So I did notice a lot of transfer with this. Even on the places that I did set with powder, I found this moved around a bit. I can't 100% recommend this foundation to you because I honestly don't know if it's gonna work for you, because at the point right now, I would just take a sponge and kind of dab everything out. That usually helps me, even without adding any kind of powder or product. Repressing everything into the skin is usually all I really need to do, which is kind of nice. And then it starts to look better. I did lose a little bit off my nose, but that's where it was really transferring on me because of my kids coming to give me a kiss. My nose and my chin, which were the areas that I set because I did have some concealer on it, those transferred on me. So regardless of the powder situation, transfer sitting on this, but I think it is really beautiful for short-term wear. I don't consider this a long wear foundation for me. I know it says 24 hours, but I would not reach for this as a long wear foundation. I think it does perform similarly to the Urban Decay Stay Naked Weightless, which you guys know I love, in the fact that it wears better throughout the day. So it looked really dry on me at first. As I went throughout the day, I started getting that glow to my skin and how I really like my skin to look while remaining perfected, because it does have that beautiful perfected matte finish to start with, which is what I like. So it did have the finish that I liked. It wore really nicely, minus the transfer issue that I had. And I truly think this foundation photographs beautifully. Flash, no flash, I just think this is a great foundation for photos. I think it's really, really fantastic for that. No flashback. There's a little bit of lightness underneath my eyes in the photo that I'm going to show you, but it's due to the powder that I use. So the rest of my face, perfectly fine with a flash if that's what you choose to do. As I said, this photographs beautifully if that's something you're looking for, but definitely really disappointing for the sense that it's supposed to be 24 hours because I honestly don't think this would hold up too much longer because it is sliding off my face. And the overall texture of this foundation is quite thick and almost feels chalky when you first apply it. When I swatch it on my hand, the word that I can describe it as is chalky. It's very thick, hard to blend in, but I think if you spend the time on it, you will get that beautiful finish. So I can see why so many people like it, but I can also see why there's a camp of people who don't like it, because I experienced both things. There's times when I thought it looked so good, and then other times there's just certain things about it that I had issues with. So I would definitely recommend for this one specifically going in the store and trying it out. I don't have a definitive answer for you whether you're gonna like it or not. For me, I would purchase the Urban Decay over this, but this isn't a foundation that I would return. So this is one I'm definitely going to get more use out of because there's a lot of things I love about it, but it's not 100% perfect for me. And I just wanted to let you guys know. Just looking at it now, I think it looks really good. Like it does look good, but I just don't like transfer. The neutral being more on the orange side throws me off a bit, the consistency. And I'm a little bit worried about the kaolin clay in this because I am quite sensitive to clays. I know kaolin is actually good for those with sensitive skin. It's the more gentle of the clays. You can use it every day. I think that's why they put that in there, since it is the more gentle of the clays. However, I don't find that provided me with the oil and shine control, because if you could see in the clips, I was getting quite shiny, and I'm more normal skin. So just for regular wear time, it wasn't controlling those oils for me, which wasn't a negative because I liked the finish of it. But if you have oily skin, I don't know how it's going to hold up either because it might be too dry for those with dry skin for the initial application. And then for those with oily, I don't know if it's going to control the oil on its own as much as you need. You definitely need to set this for sure. So that is my final thoughts on this foundation. Hopefully it kind of helps you guys out steering whether you want to buy it or not. You can see from the footage yourself if it's something that you want to check out. And just for my own comparisons to other foundations, I would definitely purchase the L'Oreal Fresh Wear over this. The Urban Decay Stay Naked I think is better, so I'd still purchase that over this. However, I still like it. I'm going to use it. So it's just not my favorite. It's not horrible. I'm not on the hate end. It's closer to the top of the foundations I like, just not at the very top. That's my best way to describe it for this foundation. All the issues I had, there's lots of positives in it too. I thought it looked good for a majority of the time that I had it on. That's going to be it for this foundation review. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know your experience with this foundation if you've tried it, if you're curious of it. As I said, I would recommend getting a sample because I do think some of you are going to love it, but I also think some of you aren't. So there's just a few things about it that I definitely think are polarizing with this foundation, a love-hate sort of thing. So I just want to let you guys know, if you're curious of it, get yourself a sample. That's the best thing you can do. And if it doesn't work out, no big deal. If you like these sort of videos, don't forget to hit the thumbs up before you leave. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that bell if you want to be notified of all my future videos. Helps me out a lot. I will see you guys in the comments. I want to know your thoughts on this foundation. I'm super curious what you thought about it, and I will see you guys in my next video.